Hi, this is Neil from Kaiser Baas, and I'm here to show you how easy it is to transfer music from your old vinyl records into digital using the Kaiser Baas vinyl converter. So let's have a closer look at the vinyl converter. As you can see next to my hand here, it's a very small unit, so it's something that doesn't take up much space when you're not using it. And let's have a close look at the inputs and outputs on here. Very standard sorts of things that you normally see on a stereo system. RCA audio left and right inputs. We've got a 3.5mm jack there for audio input as well. Also a headphone out, so you can listen to the records while you're transferring them. And that's just your power button. Around the back here, and this here is your USB port for connecting to your computer. Okay, so it's a very simple setup. All you need is a record player, so you should already have one of those if you do have a vinyl collection, the vinyl converter, and a laptop or a desktop computer. Okay, for the first step in setup, you take this silver cable that we provide in the box for you. This is your USB cable, and that just goes into the USB port in the back of the vinyl converter. So the other end of the USB cable, you just got to find an available USB port on your computer. So to connect to the turntable, we go with the RCA cable, white into white, red into red. If your turntable does have an earth function, just take the cable provided in the box, put it in the earth connection on the side. The crocodile clip on the other end just clips onto this bit here. So now we're ready to connect it to the record player with the three cables here. Let's connect the earth like so, and again simply match the colours. And this is how your final connection should look. Your RCA cables and your ground cable going into the vinyl converter, and then the USB cable out to the computer. Okay, so once you've loaded up your software, the Magix Audio Cleaning Lab SE software, which is very simple. The disc comes with the vinyl converter. All you do is load it up and follow the prompts. So when the software is uploaded, you end up with a desktop icon like this with the record on it. Double click to launch. First of all, you'll get the "What would you like to do" screen. You don't have to use this. This is just a shortcut to a few tasks that the software offers. Restoring vinyl sound, taking the crackles and the pops out of it manually. Same with the cassette sound as well. And a few other sources here too, so edit digital files. We're just going to concentrate on the primary function of this product, which is the vinyl conversion. So just close that, don't need it. So the most important section here for you to use is these four tabs here, or these four buttons. The import button, the cleaning button, the mastering button, and the export. Most people will just use the import and the export. These two functions in the middle are more advanced for cleaning the pops and crackles, and the mastering is for changing essentially the quality and the volume of the music, which you don't have to use. So the import button will give you these options here. Import audio files, import a record, not record, a record, so as in a vinyl record, or CDs. So you can bring in your music from just about any source you can think of for conversion. Let's just click on record, and you get this screen here. This is a pretty important little screen here. This is where you do all your work. Very basic. You've got a level meter here, which will flash green when you're getting some signal coming in. You've also got stop, pause and record, just like on your old stereo when you're doing your dubbing from record to cassette. So it's essentially the same process. Down here we can, if you check auto recording stop, the Magix Audio Cleaning Lab SE will actually detect a lot of silence at the end of one side of a record and automatically stop the recording. Here, audio CD track recognition is a very handy little function here too. What that does is it detects silence between tracks coming from the record and will split your files into individual tracks, so you don't have to go through and edit and cut the record up into tracks. It already does that for you. Recording source, vinyl, tape, voice, or from other CDs or a memory stick. But again, the primary function here is vinyl, so we select vinyl. This area here, the audio input, should automatically detect the Kaiser Baas product as your audio input, so don't touch that there. That should be automatic. And the capture format is stereo, preferably. Down the bottom here, file path, that's simply asking you whereabouts on your computer you want your music saved. The default, if you don't actually specify a file path, is in Documents, or in older versions of Windows it'll be My Documents. And the Magix Audio Cleaning Lab SE will set up its own folder automatically when you put the software in. So all you would do is go into your Start menu, Documents, and into the Magix folder there, and that's where it automatically saves your music. You can change that if you click on this here and browse for your own folder. I recommend to start with, just go with what the default setting is, because you'll always know where it is no matter what computer you use. So when we actually do have everything ready to go the way we like it here, let's do simplify it, because this way we can actually see what's going on up here. All we need from now on is stop, record, pause and record. The most important thing here for getting the proper signal, what you actually need is a strong enough signal coming from your record player or cassette player or anywhere for the program to actually pick up the audio and convert it into MP3. You'll see this button here says level too low. Obviously that means because we don't have a record playing, or sometimes when your connection hasn't been made properly, it will still say level too low when the record's playing. So if that's the case, check your connections and try it again. You can test. So I can just click record here, and you'll see the file start to record. Now you see that it's not recording anything because I've got nothing playing. I'll just put the record down and get it playing. And you'll start to see that the audio is actually coming into the computer now. That is your music being imported in. Now, what you don't have to worry about, in the old days when you were trying to transfer a record over a cassette player, for example, you had to sort of hold down the record button at a very, very specific time. Don't worry about that. Just click record and then start your record playing. Because when it's finished recording, the Magix Audio Cleaning Lab SE software will actually cut off the silence at the beginning of the track automatically. So there's no editing required. It's a very smart piece of software. So that's actually just importing now. So I'm just using it as a test. The level is optimal. So that means it's at the right level coming into the computer for you to be recording. Occasionally that will dip down to level is too low while it's recording. Don't worry about that. It might do that just in between tracks or in a quieter part of the music. If it does it too much, maybe check it out and just check all your levels again and check your connections, but essentially 99% of the time, level is optimal, is what would display there. And away you go. I'll just stop that, stop my record. It's asking me if the recording's okay now. Normally you'd click yes or okay, and that automatically saves your music file into that folder that I showed you before. I'm just going to delete it because I don't want the example. Yep, are you sure? Yes. Okay, so let's record one side of an LP. We've got our screen empty here, ready to go. Import selected, your recording panel open. Simply press record. And drop the needle. And there is your audio feeding into the computer again, ready to be saved as any sort of file you'd like. I'll show you that in a minute. Right now you can have a coffee, walk away, and come back when the side of the record is complete. Now we're going to export to MP3. Before we do that, our individual tracks need to be named. So we go into Track Marker Assistant, and there's a wizard built in, so it practically does it for you. So click Use Wizard. And now the cleaning lab's going through the first track and individualising it. Do next track. Next track. This is if you want to do it track by track. The reason why you want to do it track by track is to make sure that the markers are in the correct place. So now we click next section. Here we have our tracks. Now you can put the track titles in by rename title. Same goes for track 2. Click apply. Now up here in the display menu here, we've got all the track titles that we put in, so we can actually see the tracks we've saved. Now export MP3, click on MP3 files. Let's just call this Michael Jackson. It automatically defaults to MP3 in the files of type on the left hand side here. That's the most common file type in the world. I would leave it at that. That's a compressed file, which means you can fit more music on a device. All the other settings down here should be at default from the factory. The export process only takes a few minutes, so again, go and have a cup of tea or coffee, come back and your MP3s are ready to burn or play. Okay, so just a couple of minutes later, we've now exported our files to MP3 for burning or playback on any device. Let's just check the folder where they've been saved to. So again, Start menu, up into Documents or My Documents for older systems, Magic's folder, and there are our tracks separately. So there is one side of our LP in separate tracks, ready for putting on an MP3 player, a memory stick, burn it to a CD, anything you'd like to do. Just a little tip for keeping your files tidy, I recommend to right click, new folder, and then you can set the file path at the beginning of the project to this folder here. So with our new Michael Jackson folder here, let's open it up and let's just see if it worked. Now you might not be able to hear that very well on the video, but that's just playing through the laptop speakers. But that proves that the file is ready to play or ready to burn. Now that we're ready to burn to a CD, for example, we have another wizard built in here, CD Assistant. Very, very simple. Click on that. Click on Use Wizard. Put your blank CD in, and then select the files that you wish to burn. Okay, so now we've either put our MP3 on a portable player or onto a CD, it's time to close the program down. So you can actually save this project if you want to repeat the burn or the export. Click Save Project. Now we're selecting the folder we're going to save the project in, so let's just put it in the same one, Michael Jackson. Thriller, click OK. And you'll see at the top of your project on your home screen here, thriller.vip. Or while you're in here and you want to do another project, another record or another cassette, File, New Project, and you get a new blank screen and we're ready to start all over again. So there you have it. That is the Kaiser Baas vinyl converter. They are available at all leading retailers, and if you'd like to know more information about the Kaiser Baas vinyl converter, go to kaiserbaas.com.